She came to me one morning, one lonely Sunday morning.
Gentlemen and ladies and those of the unknown persuasion, have I got a treat for you today? Yeah, this is my new one, but that's not why I made this video. In my past KTM review, I gave you a couple of pointers when it came to buying a motorcycle. And this is, I'm going to lay out the procedure of how I bought this one. Right, so you're in the market for a motorcycle. You figured out kind of what you wanted. Me, supermoto, single for track days. Okay, so Husky 701, too expensive, 145,000 Rand, only available 2019. Husqvarna Nuda 900, poor condition, overpriced, no. DRZ 400, no longer available in this country, and those that are available, well, you don't want, let's put it that way, because Suzuki, spare parts, Okay, so you found it. Let's take this one for example. I found this Supermoto 610. I said, okay, interesting. Went online, because this is a 2007. We're in 2018, 2019 now. Okay, so plenty of reviews, YouTube. A lot of people complain of the build quality and the vibrations, which with a single cylinder, harden up boys, come on. The other thing, build quality, not surprising. Husqvarna, Swedish, well, let me put it this way, it is the bastard stepchild that nobody wants in their marriage. It was sold to MV Agusta. They made the 610, the 510, the TE, which is the Enduro models, etc. And that was basically it. MV Agusta then sold it to BMW, and then it got to go to KTM, which, to each his own. But unfortunately, MV Agusta, for those who don't know, is a little niche manufacturer, make drop-dead gorgeous motorcycles, okay? But Italian quality and reliability? Ask Adolf Hitler how that went when he got tanks from Italy. Regardless, the other thing with such a small manufacturer, each bike, they didn't share a lot of parts. The SM and the TE Enduro Road, sure, no problem. Other than that, you're looking at limited supply, spares may be a problem. Okay, bear that in mind, but this is the background information you should be looking for. Okay, and I said, well, fuck it. Kilometers, it's just reached 13,000, which isn't bad. It was registered, I think, 2007, so it's a 2006, 2007 model, around about there. Oh. Crap. There was a round thing called a license disc here. I think I lost that. How was it attached? Okay. All right, never mind. Need to get a new license anyway. Sorry, girl, you're not road legal. Regardless, it was a liquidated estate, which means the owner died. His father then also died. It's not because of the bike. This isn't James Dean's Porsche. Or at least I don't hope so. And then the wife liquidated the entire estate. So registration was valid until 2014. That means now it's 4 to 5 year old bike. And you can see it. Okay. That's rust. Okay. So you agree to meet. You want to take a look at the bike. What do you bring along? Well, these tools. Here we go. A small torch. So you can see in every crevice, and you're looking for fluids, rust, anything out of the ordinary, cracks. This came with my Optimate charger. You basically hook it up to the battery and it'll tell you, do you need a new battery? Is there a problem with it? Usually, if a bike has been standing for long, definitely test it. Yeah, I'll show you. KTM, why did you have to make your seat so complicated? This is so easy. Let's get this recovered. Okay. While we're here as well, look for any splicing. This is pretty much clean, nothing has been done. You can also note if the battery has got enough fluid, any rust and corrosion. This one looks absolutely perfect. So, positive goes to positive. Remember, kids, 1st of December is National AIDS Day. Be positive. That's a dad joke if I ever heard it. Alright, and where do we stand? 12.6. That's perfect. When I tested this bike 2 days ago, I got a reading of 12.2. Which 50% on a standard, which this is, it's not AGM or gel, that gave me pause. And the guy at the seller said he did ride it, so it's possible that it's still charged because I just gave it a long ride of about 50 kilometers on highway speeds. Maybe it has improved, maybe. I'll still swap this battery out. But you've just checked the charging system, or at least you've given the seller something to pause about, because you know what you're doing. And then you can skip this part unless you're German or pedantic. I went and made a list. And it's just top of my head. I didn't use a template. This is just, if I'm going to take this bike out for a ride, I just want to methodically check that everything is okay. Because it doesn't help if, Let me put it this way. The seller always hopes that the buyer comes in this sort of mindset. It's a Husqvarna 610. I want it, daddy, I want. That is the worst kind of buyer you can be. Best for the seller, though. No. Cool, calm, and collected. At any point during your prospective buying, be prepared to walk away, to immediately say, nope, I'm out of here. You gotta have that mindset. It doesn't matter if you're buying a car, motorcycle, lawnmower, second wife from Russia. Cut any emotional ties with it. You have to be methodical. It'll save you in the long run. Okay? So, I made this list by simply, where would I start? On the floor, work myself up, controls, rest of body, electrics, and ask about the simple stuff. Is there a manual? Is there a toolkit? What about the license? Is it roadworthy? That sort of thing. You fill that in, you just have to tick, make yourself a little notes. And the reason you do this, gentlemen, ladies, and who the fuck, is that when you're done after the ride, you pull this out. This is all your notes, because you may have forgotten it. You may have gotten euphoria. With men, when we ride a new bike, sometimes we get an erection. That means memory loss because of all the blood leaving our thing we head, not hollow, brain. There we go, brain. Okay. So you've already got a reference, and then you can sit down with the seller and say, look, this is your asking price. This is what's wrong. Rough draft, you can Google it. New tires would cost me so much. Battery would cost me so much. Brakes are shit. Electrics needs work. All these. And you can say, this is what you want. This is the cost. This is what I'm willing to go, prepared to shell out for it. The buyer can say, obviously, look, piss off. It's either that or go away. At which point, you have to make the judgment call. But usually, the seller knows that this is true because, well, it could be that he didn't bother repairing anything because, he just wanted to get rid of it. If it was his bike, maybe he lost interest in it. He didn't want to repair anything. He just wanted to get rid of it. There you go. Also, when it comes down to payment, I know we live in a digital age, but cash is king. Say, look, we can go through the bank, or I can pay you cash up front. If your seller is a Muslim, offer him paper money. That's racist. Who cares? Well, prospective buyer, here's the motorcycle. What do you think of it? I'll tell you what I think. Flashlight on. Tires. Old, cracking, Look for the age. Where's the age? When was this thing made? What? It's old. Tires, it doesn't matter if the grooves are shiny little canyons. No, it's not good. Look at uneven wear. This one seems to be relatively okay. No, not really. Okay, so tires are fucked, you already know that. If the bike is up like this, start testing the bearings. Any play? Any noise? No. Then, let's go to the brake. The brakes look relatively okay. While we're here, check the lines. What are they? Braided? That's good. You don't need a sheller for an upgrade. Nose has got a bit of damage. Okay. Then, a very important thing. Check the forks. And yeah, what you're looking at is a very bad fork leak. In fact, it's so bad that, yeah, the oil has traveled against the engine possibly, or there's blow-by from the exhaust. Okay, anytime you see oil anywhere where it's not supposed to be, there's a problem there. Okay, right, so we know the forks need to be attended to. New seals. Next, check the lights. These work, obviously. Check the hooter electrics. Okay, not bad. Do the indicators work? On this bike, this one was broken, so owner didn't have time, or, well, wasn't really his job to do it. You had to replace it. Someone else was there. Plastics, damaged. Okay, what else? Cooling system. If the bike is cold, which it should be, if the guy has started the bike and said, no, start it up, everything runs fine, that was not his job. If you're a seller, take in mind, you will leave this bike cold. Unless you're purposefully trying to tell me it doesn't start properly, you will leave it cold. Because cold bikes will tell you if the battery's gone, the starter's problematic, or if there's anything else, okay? Open this up, check the cooling fluid. Is it a brown muck? Is there corrosion on the underside? Check that. Cooling systems are a pain in the ass to correct. We've spoken about the forks. Let's go to the instruments. Oh yeah. If you can pull off the grips like this very easily, that's already a major safety concern. No. Switchgear. Do the kill switches work? Yes, they do. Fluid levels. Is there enough fluid in here? Not really, huh? Quite low. Levers, any damages? Rusted. Okay, it speaks of the age. The mirrors. Aftermarket or normal, who knows? Obviously, instrumentation. Do the lights work? Neutral. How badly worn is the key? With these old bikes, these keys, you can sometimes start them up with a spoon for all I know. Actually, I do know. Handlebar scratches. Switchgear, again, check. Does the bike work? When you switch it on, put it in first gear and put the side stand down. Is the side stand switch operational? It's not on this one. Open up the fuel tank. If it's metal, have a look. Is there corrosion? Have a smoke while you're at it. You'll find out soon enough. This one's plastic. Then, carrying on, the seat. And I'll show you, because the previous owner was 4XL in terms of sizing, okay? You can guess where the weight sat. So that is a problem. Seat needs to be recovered. Let's take the seat off. Is any cracks? Reasonably okay, rusted. Still needs to be recovered possibly. Battery, as I've spoken before, any corrosion, any splicing, anything that looks suspect. While we're here, check the brake lights. Parking and brake light official. The exhaust, is it an OEM? If not, does it have the baffle removed? Caution, baffle removed, not a good thing. Rather ask if you have the OEM parts available, okay? Plastics, uneven screws being used. That one is not that one. That one is a little stripped. So we know work was being done here. Someone took this off. Maybe they took the engine out. We don't know, okay? We're doing a bit of detective work. Then, coming to the rear tire, same procedure. It's relatively old. Does he have chicken strips? Pretty much, yeah. So, hooligan drove in a straight line. Judging by the leaking fork, he probably wheelied a bit. Yeah. Coming back to the rear brake pads. Badly rusted. That is not good. Brake pads should not have rust. Replace that, because if it travels onto the pin, it can stick and really mess up your day. What else? Axle nut, okay. Obviously, you can test the spokes, but have a look at the wheels. If you see something tacky like that, okay, maybe it's the owner's personal taste, but in my opinion, anyway where you stick on something tacky like that, it just really devalues the bike in my mind. It just, you farkled it with no fucking taste. Blech. Okay, most important, chain. This is a perfect example of fuck all maintenance being done. That's rust. It's a little bit wet, but it's been standing, most probably outside, unsheltered. The chain will tell you as quickly. If it's properly coated, etc., standing outside will do no problem. Okay? Same here. That's rust. Other than that, scratches on the swing arm. The OEM stickers, that is brilliant if they're still on. Sprockets, obviously, very, very important. This one actually very good, but the chain needs to replace, and rule of law is sprockets and chain must be replaced together. Okay? What else? If he's laid the bike down, you will see damage here. We do. Same here. You can see this one's actually been pushed up. So that needs to be corrected. Coming to the foot pegs. Yeah, look, what's the chance he dragged it or he scraped it? Quite high. This one's a bit too shiny for the age. Looking underneath, that is probably chain lube, hopefully. Could be from the engine. You do not know. What else? Clutch cable. Must make sure that works. On this particular bike, and please make note, I am on the floor. I even lay down on the floor and looked underneath the bike. Okay? That's something you should do. Look for oil stains. That's MV Augusta. Rubber and age. So, we have got tears in this snorkel device. That means possibly contaminants, which means dirt and whatever else has gone into the carburetor. Carburetor needs to be serviced. Shock absorber, how bad is the preload? Everything okay? Very good quality though, very surprising. Is the shock absorber leaking? Nothing? No damage? Okay, we're good. Exhaust, does it have a catalytic converter? No. If you've done your homework, you know this bike runs very, very, very hot. Okay, why is there a weld joint here? That's interesting. Almost like somebody cut this pipe open. But it is the standard. Unless, okay, I see what the problem is. There was a heat shield here. That's missing. Probably taken off because the aftermarket doesn't fit anymore. But that's bloody unsightly, huh? What could we mount there? We could put the brake reservoir. No, too hot. Fuck it. Ignore. Coming back. Okay, engine-wise, look for the tubes. Give them a squish, especially the radiator ones. It's possible they can crack under heat, when you're racing, or... I've never seen a joint like this. Again, Italian. Look inside the radiator fins. Are any of them crack, bent? While you're under here, look at the steering head bearings. If you can see them, hold on. That looks like grease, that looks good, but they will have to be inspected when I take off the forks. Look up further. That's dirt, quite a bit, so there's grease leaking out, but at least it's grease, it's not dry. That gives me hope, gentlemen. What else is there? Obviously, sorry, I forgot. The other sprocket, you have to have a look, if you can see it, or if not, ask to take the... And, gentlemen, one last thing. and this is important, and I would like to instill a sense of decency in you just with this one tip. This is not your bike. Yet. Or maybe it will never be. This is the seller's bike. So, you ask before you even touch it. Okay? You ask, may I swing the leg over? May I open the radiator? May I do an inspection? May I take the seat off? Ask. It will show that you are a better creed of customer and human being than just doing what the fuck you want to feel. And no, gentlemen, be decent. Be an upstanding human being, and the seller will even give you a little bit more respect because you're courteous and you know what you're doing. And let's face it, what we're doing here is professional. So act fucking professional, okay? Oh, right, good. Any questions? No. Yeah, brake lines. This one's strangely enough not braided steel, but can be replaced. Check the brake fluid. That's not a healthy color. Yeah. The petcock. Try turning it off, running the bike. Does it work? The fans. Ooh. Okay. This is a problem because this is the dust cover of the fan. But can be resolved, bit of duct tape or just getting another color. When you're running the bike, make sure you run it hard, gentlemen. This is your fun ride. And notice that the fan goes on, because if it doesn't go on, there's an electric problem and it could happen that, well, could stop on you, engine blown, your problem. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Carburetor leaking a bit of petrol. A little bit of a stain there, as you can see. There, hold the camera right, Grandpa. So that's a little bit normal for these. Look, gentlemen, you're dealing with an old-timer, okay? So that's part of the fun of repairing it. So there we go. That is a rudimentary inspection of what I would do. If I would do the same to here, I would find no fault. I would find nothing. This thing is pristine. Because you fucking crushed it so many times and replaced everything. Regardless, this is what I bought today. I'm happy. This is my project for December and shutdown time. Baby, you're mine. And there's going to be a lot of pain for you. And for me. 50 Shades of Grey oil, baby. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was my tip. Just a tip, as Archer would say. I hope you found it useful. Go out there, find yourself a motorcycle, ride. Have fun with life before we all die of global warming. Later.